Hello guys, welcome to my channel again. Today we're going to be making this delicious native soup from the eastern part of Nigeria called bitterleaf soup. The native name is ofeonugbu. So these are the list of the ingredients of all we're making. Just to brief you ahead, it's quite longer than my usual video because it's involves a lot of step preparation. So it's about 7 minutes video, but you enjoy every bit of it. So first you have to wash your bitter leaf. I have another video which I'm going to share the link on how to wash your bitter leaf. It should be so too time consuming if I have to put everything all in one video. So there's a video link that I'm going to show you how to wash your bitter leaf. So this is the bitter leaf, is actually washed, and this is actually the key ingredient in making the soup. So we're going to start by making all the preparation, which is some of the key ingredients like stockfish. This is the oporoko, but the fillet part of the oporoko without the actually face or the eye. So I just want to show you, when you soak your stockfish a whole as well, they always have scales. You can see the scale. That's the scale I'm removing. So you know, when we buy fish in the market, because stockfish is actually fish that are dried in a special way in most countries like Norway, and they dry it. So they dry it without scaling, taking out the scale out. So you have to note that you have to take the scale out, or you just want to eat it with the scale. If you're buying a whole stockfish as well, there is need for you to take the scale out. How did I know this? A couple of years ago, it's actually quite embarrassing. I made some cooking for a client. I'm talking about, let's say, 15 years ago. That is how long I've been in the business, in catering business. So I make this soup for a client that I specifically requested for stockfish, and I didn't know that you have to take the scale off. So it was actually a man, an elderly person. So he was the one that corrected me that you have to take the scale out. Then I just said, oh, do they take the scale out? So one day when I was cooking, I soak it as usual, like you soak it first with hot water, then you put a bit of salt, then you have to. So I actually peeled the scale, and I actually noticed that, oh, it's actually scaled. You have to take it out. So you have to take the scale out. You can see I've been taking the scale out, which is what I deliberately record so I can actually pass on the message, the knowledge to someone out there that doesn't know as well, just like I didn't know a couple of years ago. So once you take the scale out, then you give it a second rinse again, just to be double sure. Once you rinse it, and that's fine. We're done with the rinsing. Then another key ingredient which you are going to do again is the dry fish. So the dry fish, the first thing I did is soak it with hot water for like 10-15 minutes. Then you take out all the dirt, the bones. You have to be very careful, especially remember if you have younger ones eating from the meal. You have to be thorough in taking out the stones, the bones as well. The bones has to be taken out carefully and well. So you take out all the bones and the intestine from the dry fish. Once that is done, you set it aside. Then we go into the other part of the main details of the cooking. So I took out the bones as much as I can carefully, and that's done. So this is the hand look of the two, which is the stockfish and the dry fish. The dry fish on the left and the stockfish on the right. Once that is done, it's set aside. Then let's move on to the next phase. The next phase, another key ingredient of making bitter leaf soup is cocoyam. So you have to boil the cocoyam with the skin on. So first you rinse the skin, then you put it in water, and once you're boiling it, you don't put any other thing. You don't put salt or anything. Just put water and let it boil. Rinse properly. There are things that have they grew in the sand on the ground. So we just have to rinse it properly just to be careful of the sand. So you leave it boiling. Remember, you do not add salt. Just boil with water. So while that is going on, while my cocoyam is boiling in one of the burner. I'm going to take you to the next stage. This is the next stage. These are all the ingredients. This is dry pepper, Cameroon pepper. I like both pepper together. I like the flavor of Cameroon pepper and I like the strong smell of it. I love the flavor of it. So I'm using both Cameroon pepper and dry pepper. The bitter leaf, the stock, meat, the ogiri, and all that. I actually put the list of all the ingredients at the beginning of this video. You can just go back to it, watch the ingredients so that you can list it out before you actually do your cooking to have a deep insight of what the old ingredient is. So the cocoyam is cooking. I'm still leaving it to continue cooking. While I have my mortar, I washed my mortar, is ready because we're going to be using the mortar in pounding the cocoyam. Then I get another pot. I'm going to add my Cameroon pepper and dry pepper, which I added. And I'm going to follow by adding my stockfish. Then I'm going to go by adding my dry fish. It's all clean, set and ready. Then another key ingredient that is very important in cooking traditional soup, some of the Nigerian traditional soup, is ogiri. This is ogiri. And I think the English name is dadawa. So it's always wrapped like this. And please note there's different ogiri. We have the Igbo ones and we have the Yoruba ones. So make sure you're using the Igbo one. I'm sure there's difference in how they prepare it. So because normally years ago I normally use the ogiri Yoruba one. So there's a friend of mine, which actually corrected me that no, she's Igbo, Delta Igbo. She now said, oh, we have our own, and you have to use our own, so that it's different. So I have to stick to the rules and use the Igbo ogiri. So make sure you put your ogiri. Add more water. Then I had some chicken stock in the house. This is optional. This is not compulsory. If you have it, you can use it. So crayfish. Add your crayfish. And the meat I'm using has actually been boiled before. I have a couple of videos on my channel where I showed you how to marinate your beef and chicken as well. One of the reasons I did that is because to actually slim down the time of watching some other video like this, so that everything will not be put into one and you don't get tired of watching a video for a very long time. I understand how time can be very, very challenging for us. So I try to make my video between 10 to 15 minutes in order to save time, because time is of essence. So if you want to see how I do meat and chicken, you can check out my channel. Then you see that, because I'm actually using meat which is frozen I've had before. So the cocoyam has finished boiling and I'm going to take out the skin. So this is the skin. You take it all out and get it ready for pounding. So I'm going to fast forward in order to save time. I'm going to show you the end look of all the cocoyam I took out the skin. So this is it. It's done. Then back to my soup that is cooking. Then this time around, I'm going to add another ingredient, which is the assorted meat. So this is my meat. It's actually, I'm using ram meat. This ram meat is all the way from Nigeria. So in case you want to see how meat has been boiled, then you just have to look at my channel. So because I have this ram meat that is already been boiled, I'm using in the video. So add 1 spoon of oil, palm oil, and the quantity of the palm oil is up to you, is your choice. But you don't have to overload it with palm oil. It's actually not too healthy. So just a little bit of it, it's fine. So after that, I'm checking it on. I left it to cook all together for like 3 minutes and be sure they're well cooked. And stir so that everything will be cooked even. So I'm going to leave it again, cover it again, and let it continue cooking. So while that is going on, while I'm boiling, continue cooking for another few minutes, I'm going to go back to now pounding my cocoyam. So this is the traditional way of doing it, but we actually have some smart updated for way which some people use food processor. But I just like to keep the traditional things of cooking our native soup. So it's a native soup from eastern part of Nigeria. So I like to use the mortar because that's how it's been done before modernization came. So you pound your cocoyam, make sure it's well fluffy. Pound it till the extent that it's well fluffy so that no lumps is in it. So we are going to use this cocoyam. The actual job of this cocoyam is to thicken the soup. So this is the thickener of the soup. So I'm going to pound the cocoyam perfectly well to my satisfaction. And the amount of cocoyam you put in the soup determines how thick it's going to be. So bear in mind, if you like it very thick, then you're free to put more cocoyam. But if you like it slightly not too thick, a little bit watery, then you have to reduce the content of cocoyam you put in there. So I'm going to be adding my cocoyam. It's time for me to add cocoyam after leaving the soup to boil on while I was pounding the cocoyam. So now it's time to just put in the cocoyam in it. So before I start putting the cocoyam, I just want to give the sauce that has been cooking for a while a good stir. Then I'm going to start showing the cocoyam bit by bit into it. So that is it. So I do this on till I put it. You just have to put it in bits of it all the way through. It's going to dissolve on its own into the soup. So just drop it there, and you might actually wait not to drop everything if you're very conscious of not being so thick. If you don't want it so thick, so you might want to see, okay, then let me see how it goes first before putting the whole lot of it in it. So my cocoyam is added. I'm just going to stir. After stirring properly well so that they will have space into dissolve. I'm actually making about 6.5 liter of soup in this video, so you have an idea of the quantity. Cover it and leave it to continue cooking. Let's say for another 2 to 3 minutes. That's done. This is the first so I'm just trying to check the thickness of it. I don't actually like it to be very, very thick. I don't want to be eating my bitter leaf feeling like I'm eating I'm having a soup with another swallow, having swallow with another swallow. Do you get what I mean? Because cocoyam is thickener, and we have swallow like pounded yam. You don't want to eat pounded yam with another pounded yam. So I don't want it to be too thick. So that's why I actually didn't put the whole cocoyam at a go. So you can see it has all dissolved into the soup. You can see. But I actually want to add a little bit more just to give it a little bit more thickness. Sorry. So I'm just going to add 1 more spoon. That is eating spoon, and leave it. Stir, give it a taste. So at this point, I'm going to add the bitter leaf itself, washed bitter leaf. But you can get, if you don't want to go through the stress of washing your bitter leaf yourself, if you go to the African store, sometimes they do, I think most of them do have the washed one and the fresh one, which you can wash yourself. So the choice is yours. And guys, remember to leave comments. Remember to like my video. Remember to share with friends and family, and turn the notification button. So I will stop buzzing you every week with my junk, with my bulk text message to remind you to view my video whenever I upload it. So that's you're going to do for me in order to support your dear friend to grow a channel. Please remember to always like. I'm sure even if you have to like it before you actually go into the detail of viewing the video, please do that. I promise you a very interesting video. So this is how we make our bitter leaf. We've come to an end. Thank you guys for watching, and please support your girl, shares and like. So this is the hand look of the bitter leaf. I actually don't want it so thick, and that is why it's this way. Thank you. This is at the end after cooling down. See you again soon, guys. Thanks for watching. I love you all and I appreciate you. Bye bye. See you again soon. Love you. Ciao ciao. Ciao ciao. Have a good week. Bye.